Awesome. All right, so let's get this started then, because the last time you guys kind of did a little bit of shopping. It was more of a shopping trip this go around, as well as a little bit of information gathering, breaking into a data pad and gaining a lot of information. Got a few bounties as well while you're at it. A few things added into your guys' data pad so you can hopefully make a little money on the side. And we ended with you all having talked to Telmo, letting him know about the information that you found out on the data pad. So what are you all wanting to do now that he knows, he's aware, kind of got an idea of like where to go as far as heading to Bestine and all that? So what do y'all want to do?
I believe going to Bestine was on the table.
Oh
Yeah, do we have a flight on over there?
Do not. We
Yeah,
have 3 swoop bikes though.
we're gonna need more swoop bikes.
How far away is Bestine?
Bestine is probably a good 4 or 5 clicks away from Mos Shuuta.
How long
Guess
is
I
that
could ride
bike?
with somebody.
What's that?
Guess I could ride with somebody.
Anyone can ride, bitch.
Dibs. Anyone could ride, bitch. Let's see what we got for him. Oh, perfect.
It's up to you guys though. But if that's where you guys want to head, we can get that going. So who's riding with who here? Who's the one that's going to be riding on the back?
Dibs on the back.
You would.
Hey, Joe, you care if I hop on, big man? Big, strong man.
Oh, shoot.
Who's Joe?
Oh, yeah. It's like, who the fuck is Joe? My bad.
You talking about the cup of Joe I have in my hand? Or?
No, yeah.
The cup of calf?
Okay, fuck it, dude. You know what,
All right.
man? I'm riding with
on the back?
I'm riding with Jax, bro. Fuck it.
Okay.
Who's
All right,
Jax?
so you're with Hawks there. No one wants to
Hawks,
buy
yeah.
anything else? You guys know what supplies you have? You're good on everything you got?
Let me actually make sure I added that thermal.
Yeah,
Detonator.
you got the thermal det.
Yeah, I got the thermal. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it on your board as well, so you've got it in your hand.
Oh shit.
Let's see here. All right, well, let's go ahead and change the map.
Are these like pre-saved? Oh,
These
yeah.
are, yeah, it's like a little tablet.
Oh, that's
so as you
cool.
can see, we've got the main map here, and although you guys can't see the buttons on here, there are little areas, links to the different sectors of space. So when I start clicking through here, which you'll be able to see in the video here, we'll go to the south or the southeast. Then we'll go to Tatooine.
Oh, it's
Oh,
cool.
what?
This is so cool.
Then to the Tatooine map. And
It's like
here,
it loads like in Battlefront 2. It's like
Yep.
I
I wish I had that, man. Oh, shoot.
There's Bestine.
Yep, there's Bestine. Mos Shuuta's all the way the hell over here.
And that's where we are.
Yep.
Okay.
And so you've got this dune sea to traverse to even get there.
Oh shit.
Or we can go around it again.
Yep, you either go straight through the middle or, you know.
What's the worst that could happen? We run across some more of them sand people. Sand
Raiders.
monkeys.
Could be something else entirely. Who's to say? You know, who's to say? So how are you all wanting to go about this? Are you all wanting to cut straight through and making it a nice straight line, or are you wanting to take your time here?
I have a feeling we're gonna encounter something like a sandworm or something. So let's go all
The
around.
Sarlacc pit, dude.
Let's take the
Yeah.
ornithopter.
Take a
Sarlacc pit.
The ornithopter. The good news is it's an artifact and it's in the cache.
My lucky ass will probably end up in a Sarlacc pit. Yeah, let's go around. Easy roll, Starlight Pit.
You fell into it and died. Despair.
Despair.
As long
You know, I think I'm just gonna have you forever with every single roll that you have to roll with the challenge dice with one of those red dice.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
I think that's just a personal thing that you have, just a personal detriment, you know?
The ever present critical.
Yeah. All right, so you guys are basically how are you guys traversing? Go ahead and hit tab and give me like the way that you're going around this.
it's tab. Holy moly!
Oh.
All the arrows. Okay.
Like that.
Love that. All right, so go ahead and give me piloting checks. This will just count for the entire day's travel here. It won't take you long to get the Bestine. Well, I guess it'll actually take you a little bit longer now.
Piloting planetary.
Piloting planetary. This is going to be a average difficulty with
Not an
one
easy
red.
roller.
So it's going to
Average
be
with
one
one red?
purple, one red.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Do I have my piloting planetary, right?
Correct.
Okay. Planetary, actually.
Dang.
Hax, you forgot the purple. Unless you. Never mind.
Are we supposed to roll purple in there too? I can throw it in there.
Yeah, one purple, one red.
Okay, whoops. Here's the purple.
Okay.
Looks like 3 success with 2 what is that? Difficult? No, difficult. What is that?
2 success, 1 advantage.
You got 3 success, 2 threat.
2 threat. 2
2
threat.
success, 2 threat.
2 success, 2 threat. Okay. No. It's 3. Oh, you're talking about his roll? No, it's 3 success.
Yeah, 3 success, 2 threat.
Yeah, so there's your successes, your threats, and
Yeah.
this will cancel out the that right there. Let's see. Hold on. Let me do this. So were you able to add it with this here?
Yeah.
Okay. Because normally it's supposed to like give you the outcome down here.
I highlighted it and hit R.
Oh yeah, nah. Keep it easy. Use
Okay,
that roll
okay.
and then it'll actually tell you what your shit is.
Oh, okay.
The more you know, it's okay. All right. Well, looks like no one had any real issues. I will say though, for yours in particular, Malleus, your particular speeder does suffer 2 system strain,
Okay.
and yours. Let's see here. Your swoop bike, 'cause you also have the S flare, can handle actually only 3 system strain. So you got 1 system strain left on it. So keep
Oh,
track of that. You'll need to do a little bit of a mechanics check to try and heal that back. So that way you don't
Okay.
run into further issues later. But you all do make it to Bestine. Basically, the route that you all traversed was following the edge of the Dune Sea, all the way around from Mos Shuuta, following it through, crossing along the ridge line, and then making it finally to Bestine. And it is getting to where basically the suns have gone down at this point by the time you arrive. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been able to actually completely build out Bestine with the assets, but what I do have for you at the very least is a hollow map of what it looks like.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So the black
We work with
here
that.
is going to be like buildings and rocks, little outcroppings. So the way you guys come into Bestine is from this backside here. And there's a couple of buildings here on the right. You've got what looks to be the spaceport kind of area, basically where there's kind of a landing pad and a way down to it, and then there's a cantina on your left. You do see quite a heavy Imperial presence here as you all park and start walking through the street. There is a scrapyard all the way through here.
Okay.
There seems to be a tower here. And then as you head a little bit further in, so this still has that sand, pour stone kind of look to it, right? The buildings that we already all know and love from Tatooine. You also have what looks to be a mechanic shop here, and then in this little courtyard area is a market. Bunch of different food items, people selling different things, and then there's different ways to get into the market area, as you can see by not only the stairs, but also a few little spots in between buildings that allow you to go through it. There is individuals that are selling vehicles over here, so you do have that. There seems to be a few homes kind of spread throughout, as well as on the outskirts of town that are not covered by this particular holo map. Now right here is that landing pad I was talking about that really is only big enough to hold one main ship, and that's for basically cargo only. Everybody else seems to land outside of the city. And then these are just rocks all the way through that kind of keep it enclosed. And there's a way in and out. What's that?
Anywhere where people are like putting personal vehicles?
Yeah, so a lot of the folks are parked outside this way, which is where you guys have kind of set your speeders down at for the moment.
Okay.
But you guys can, of course, move them elsewhere if you want to.
That works as good as anywhere for now.
But then you
Yeah,
do
remind
see,
me again.
you do hear cantina noises from this area over here. So, yeah, that's kind of the layout, though, as far as what you have here in Bestine.
Interesting.
Right on, man.
So what
Where
do you
shall we
guys
head
do with
first?
this?
Yeah, trying to remember again who we were looking for in Bestine. There was a market. There was a mark from the Hunters Guild, but then there was some other reason we chose Bestine, and that was what was Timu's deal with that?
I take out the hollow and I try and see who's around this area for our mark.
Okay, so you pull that out. So the mark you didn't actually get a name with, but what you do have is a description and essentially what the offenses are, because he was the one that stole from the Empire. Basically has that data pad, so you guys do remember that bit. Now,
Yeah.
the other bit of this was, you know that there's an individual here in Bestine waiting for the cargo that the pirates were supposed to hand off. And it's for some ring for the Phantom, was one name mentioned. Xorn was a part of it, and then there was an individual that was waiting here. Said she'd be waiting in the cantina. So you have those bits of info.
Hey guys, just letting you guys know, one of the guys at least me and Hawks are looking for here. It's gonna be very generic and everything, but if you ever see a guy that's human, form-fitted clothing, goggles, and carrying a vibro knife, he could be a suspect of what we're looking for. But
I remember right, he was in his 30s to 40s, so a little bit older.
Whatever you guys decide to do, let me know. I gotta just hang back and kind of fix this damn swoop bike, just in case we need to make a quick escape. I don't want this thing exploding on me.
Now we should all actually have comm units now as well. So
You do.
there's that.
That's correct.
Also,
Awesome.
Malleus, let me know if you need any parts, man. I can go check the scrapyard for you.
Appreciate it. I'll hit you up on the comms if I can't fix this thing.
Thanks, man.
In that case, I say we head over to the cantina and see if we can find who we're looking for, our contact, or who the pirates were looking for.
Sounds good, buddy.
All right. So you guys head to the cantina, and Malleus, you are working on your bike there. So go ahead and give me a mechanics check. This is going to be an average check with 1 red and 1 purple.
Easy roller.
Can't
Get
help
it,
but
buddy.
think that you're applying this red idea.
Just
I choose
curious.
Squirtle.
Looks like 2 advantage, but one failure. Yeah.
Well, you realize you don't really have the parts that you need, and you're probably going to need a few tools as well, seeing as how you don't really have a whole lot on you. And so you know you don't have what you need to basically fix this thing.
Okay.
But
Do
you
I know
you need.
what I need though?
You do know what you need. So you'll get a boost to the next mechanics roll that you make when you have the right stuff.
That's good to know.
Right.
Hey guys, I think we should go into the cantina staggered. So it's not like that bar scene where like a giant group comes in and everybody just like freezes and looks at us weird.
If that's
You
the
know-
case, I'm gonna go to the shop area, take a look over there,
Okay.
and then I'll head over to the canteen after.
Okay.
So you
So
head
you want
over
to go
to
in
the market?
first, and then I'll go. I'd like to talk and see if there's a guy at the scrapyard. Like, Malleus, how's the bike going, man?
Not good. I'm gonna need some tools and need some parts after all.
Are you? Okay. I'll meet you at the scrapyard if you want, man. See if we
Sounds
can get
good, I'll
this
be
going.
there.
All right, so you guys are heading that way. Hawks, what about you? You're heading into the cantina?
Say again?
You're heading into the cantina?
Yeah, I'm not canteen.
Okay. So we'll start off with you heading into the cantina here. And before you even hit the door, you do hear the music starting to like pump through. And then as you approach the door, the music just floods right out as the door opens. And within most of the Tatooine sort of construction is they have like an entryway first. That's like the small room where, in this particular canteen anyways, there are tables throughout here. And then another door that opens into the larger area, the cantina proper, if you will, where there's seems to be a game going on of Sabak off to the left side, and this table that kind of has like a not stadium seating, but it's lower down, just below the actual main floor, with stairways going down and a few seats kind of surrounding that side of it. And then you have a few tables to your right, the main bar in front of you, and it's a pretty long bar, and there looks to be a swoop bike that's been set up in the back of the bar, actually, and just kind of put out there on display kind of thing. And then looks to be another kind of archway leading to another back portion of the cantina. And this is kind of what you're met with. And you see it's pretty lively in here. There's probably about a good 15 to 20 people. A smattering of different races throughout the bar area, as well as the individuals playing the game. So you got quite a bit going on here, and a lot of the tables seem taken up. There's a few seats here or there left open, a few spots at the bar. So, Cantina's yours. How do you want to go about this?
Okay. So, first thing I'm going to do is look for a table that's, or a seat that's actually like against, as leaving my back as little exposed as possible, where I can have the best view over everyone else that's in there.
Okay.
Kind of out of the way.
You find that there's not a whole lot of spots. You almost have to prop yourself up against like a portion of the wall. And it's the portion of the wall that kind of leads to the back area of the cantina, as well as overlooking the Sabak game that's going on. And then as well as you now see out of the corner of your eye off to the left side, where you have the bar to your left and then the tables just opposite, there seems to be a game of dice going on over there. And there's a few spots that seem to be open at the moment.
Okay. So, just looking around, I'm looking for anybody that matches the description of the person that the pirates were supposed to meet, or the hijack, whatever you want to call it.
Gotcha. At the moment, you really don't have a good description of the individual. You just know that it was a female. supposed to be dark clothing, but there's a few females in here that are actually wearing dark clothing. There's only one that's wearing rather bright clothing right now, and that's this Twi'lek woman that seems to just be dancing off to the side. So you kind of don't, like, you have a few individuals that are possible for who you're looking for.
Are any of them playing games?
One of them is actually playing dice. The other one is primarily just chatting with this Trandoshan off to the side.
Okay, I want to go ahead and see about joining the dice game to try and, just play the socialization card. Get in there, start asking around, see if I can find out what this person's name is.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll move on with you heading over to there, and so the gentleman at the scrapyard. You're about to go talk to the lady that seems to be starting to close up shop because it is getting darker. So she's starting to close down everything. Looks over and is like, "Yeah, well, do y'all need something, or are you just passing through?"
My swoop bike here is kind of needing a little bit of work. Trying to see if you have some of the parts and possibly tools I would need to get it fixed up.
I was about to close up. I probably
Can I
do.
run a
Let's see
charm
what
check?
you need. What's that?
Could I run a charm check?
I mean,
Real
what are you
quick?
trying to do?
It's-
Like,
Well, I would like the dialogue to be like, "Hey, man, ma'am, it's ma'am. Our speeders are pretty torn up, and we took a look at it, and we just can't seem to figure out what's wrong. I'd like to see how open she would be to helping us out, since she is a trade craft person for mechanics."
okay, she does look a little perturbed at this moment in time where
She does? Okay.
She's like wanting to go home kind of thing. So go ahead and give me a charm check, but this will be at a hard difficulty. So 3 purple.
Roger that.
And because Malleus is with you, it's going to be 1 red and 2 purple. I'm kidding. It's just 3 purple.
Got him.
Ooh.
Okay. Nope.
What you do see is that she just literally locked everything up.
Okay.
And although she doesn't seem like she's willing to help you out, she just kind of scratches her head for a quick second, looks over at you guys and goes, "Look, as long as you bring the tools back, we've got these here. I can't help you find the stuff. You guys can look around if you need to. If you
Really appreciate your time.
basically, I'll let you look through the parts and see what you want, but you can do that for 100 credits."
I look at Mark and just go, I got 75. Can I?
I got 30.
You think I can get that? I'll get you later. I promise.
Sounds good, man.
Thank you, man. And
I'll
hand over
give
what
him
I got.
I give him my 30, and
Oh, so you give him the full 30?
yeah. Because I guess I'm giving it to Malleus, and then he's like, "Yeah, here you go. I really appreciate you helping us out."
She shows you where the tools are. She helps you with kind of where the parts might be, and then she starts to close up. She closes one of the gates. She leaves this side gate open for you guys, but then she basically mentions she's going to come back around a little bit later. So you guys have free reign to kind of look around and see if you can, what parts you can grab for the swoop bike. Losing
All right.
today. And then you can grab it and do what you need to do. So go ahead and give me a perception check, seeing if you can find these parts. This will be an average difficulty with a setback because it's getting dark and getting harder to see.
Okay. What was the average? 2 purple?
2 purple, correct.
2 purple.
Not an easy roller.
Oh, no. I want you.
Single, huh?
Thank you. Oh, there we go. All right. Jesus, man.
Jesus.
Dang, man.
Do you care if I try to look real quick? Since
Yeah,
we're both
please. I
interrupted?
am oblivious.
You can
Okay.
also make the roll. Yeah, that's no problem.
Thanks. You said what was it? What was it?
Perception. 2 purple, 1
Perception.
black, plus your perception skill.
Okay, right on. 2 purple, 1 black. Perception. Okay.
Which yours is 3 green.
Yes, sir. 2 purple, 1 black. All right. Nope. All right. Bike's not getting fixed, buddy. I'm so sorry.
And it's
So-
fine. We'll try again later.
You find like one piece, but you know you need like you know you need several others, and you're like, okay, I don't know where these things are at. So it may just be something you have to talk with her in the morning about.
All right.
Right on. Cool. I look at
Gosh
Malleus. I'm like, well, I guess after this, I could really use a drink.
dang.
Yeah, I'm down. I definitely could use one.
All right, so you guys head to the cantina.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Koshu, man, what are you up to? Because you are coming. So let me describe what you're seeing here. So you do see this marketplace, and it's a few like tents set up here, some like pop-up sort of vendors, and they have their tables, and their tables out with the wares on top. Some of them are selling clothing, some of it's food, some of it is like small parts for different like for like droids and stuff. So you have like a few different things here. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I kind of want to, listen around for maybe anything that people are talking about, because I know this is the place where the Trandoshan came from, if I remember correctly. And I kind of want to listen and see if maybe people, or talk around, ask them if they know anything about a Trandoshan that was here.
Okay. So go ahead and just give me a basic charm check here. This will be an average difficulty, just to try and see what kind of information you can get.
Which one's charm? Oh, there it is. Oof. Average. Ooh.
I mean, you're not exactly a charismatic person, but that's all right. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you ask around to different people, they're like, the basic of what you're getting from them is, I don't really know about the Trandoshan you're talking about, but no, as far as like those kinds of things happening, I did hear about some pirates, raiding a few supplies. Yeah, luckily Zenra over here hasn't had any issues. She's been the one that's been mainly transporting a lot of cargo in and out of Bestine, so thankfully she hasn't had those kind of issues. We've had a few companies that are perfectly fine, but for whatever reason, everybody that tries to take up Temo's jobs are basically getting raided.
And
But
Zenra,
we do
you say?
have the Empire here, so hopefully they can protect us from that sort of thing. But
Of course,
highly
I
doubt
hope
it.
they can as well. Zenra, though, you say, can you point me in her direction?
yeah, she's a Pantaran female over in the cantina typically. She normally just kind of waits for the cargo to come in, and she just spends her time there. But she might be around here in the market or somewhere. Sometimes she looks at the speeders. I don't know. She's always on the market, on the hunt for something better than what she's got to transport this kind of stuff. So
Interesting. Very interesting. I will keep an eye out for her. Thank you. And here, for your trouble, I'll give him 5 credits.
okay. It's like, oh yeah, no problem. Come back anytime.
We're poor.
You guys are poor? Yeah, well, I guess I'll head to the where he said that she hangs out with. Do I
Okay.
know what one of these people look like? Pandorans?
The Pantarans, so they are
Pantaran?
typically blue like yourself, actually, but more of like kind of like an ice blue going on, like ranging between like this ice blue to kind of like I don't know, like that kind of like sheer blue. And they typically have like face paint on to some degree, like small like yellow lines, something that seems kind of like jewelry but isn't. So you kind of get that sort of feel from the face painting, but you do actually
Okay.
find that there are quite a few Pantarans on Tatooine, just kind of strung throughout.
Okay, sweet. So I'm looking for a female specifically. Okay.
And funny enough, you guys kind of actually meet up at the exact same time.
Oh,
Because you guys kind of finished up around the same time and head into the cantina together. All right,
well,
so
there.
Hawks. So you, how are you approaching the table exactly?
Still interested in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some play dice. Um, you know, so walking up. How many people are playing? How many currently?
You've got 2 people currently playing, and the rest seem to just be kind of watching. Which there's 4 other people that seem to be watching the game, but it's really only 2 people that are actually engaged in it, that have money on the actual table right now.
And one of them is the female that I'm trying to get information on.
Yes, so she has this kind of like blue skin, and it's a rather dark blue sort of skin. Normal eye color in terms of like this yellow eyes, but not like glowing or anything like that. That's just the way her eyes look. And she's got this kind of like reddish orange kind of face paint on her. Long black hair tied back into a ponytail. Wears this kind of nice robes. Like, it's not anything, I don't know, you don't get the feeling that she's poor or anything like that. Like, you see her and she looks fairly well dressed, in these dark kind of yellow robes. Like, there's like yellow trim is what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. So it's like black and yellow with that
accent
sort of
pieces,
trim.
kind of.
Yeah. And so she's
Okay,
got like these
okay.
this kind of drapery coming off of her shoulder here.
And what's
so
her
yeah,
name?
So she's what's that?
What's the name of the girl we're looking for again?
You guys don't have a name.
Okay, we don't have a name. Sorry. All right.
No, you're good. Because remember, that information was omitted from the messages. But so that's kind of the female you have here. She is playing against a Rhodian, and it looks like the Weequay that's sitting next to the Rhodian just got out of the game, lost all of his money, and he's just a little upset. So he gets up and walks out as you start to approach the table. And they look over at you. Yes, are you wanting to play at all? We just had a seat free up.
So yeah, count me in. Just run across that streak of bad luck. So I'll see if I can break it here.
Oh, we love those kinds of individuals. Please, sit down. And it's the female that's talking to you right now. And the Rhodian just kind of looks at you. And he's speaking Huttese, whereas she's speaking this kind of the Galactic Basic.
Okay,
He's like,
that's good.
have you played this game before?
No, how's the game played?
Well, Huntaro, you use these 2 chance cubes. And so they set the chance cubes out in front of you, which I'm going to set these dice onto the table here. There we go. So the way the game works, because this is actually a game within the Star Wars RPG here. And if anybody wants to know the rule set, it comes out of Fly Casual. And essentially what you do is you first grab your dice. You'll end up throwing in money, however much is going to go into the pot, and then you throw the dice. And depending on what symbols appear on those 2 boost dice, depends on what sort of hand you have. Now, what you're looking for, obviously, is going to be the success symbols. However, if you're able to get success and advantage, those are always good, but you're looking for pairs. So if you can get 2 success, 2 advantage, great. That's like the best hand you could possibly have. If you can get 4 advantage, that's the second best. 2 success is the third, and then just 2 advantage is the fourth.
Okay.
So just to give you that idea.
Well, I'll let you figure that part out, but or how much is or how much do I got to throw in the pot to play?
So they first start off with 5 credits to throw in.
Okay. Go ahead and throw in 5 credits.
Okay. they hand you your dice, so I've got it here for you in the middle if you want to roll those there. And all you got to do is basically highlight them and then hit R.
I'm blocked by this big gray spectator dot.
What in the world?
Choose
no,
a
it just
choose a
says
place
gray.
to sit at, and then
Oh,
it should
yeah,
go away.
You don't have a... Yeah, you got to choose a color.
He's not even sitting at our table.
Yeah. Choose
Cannot
like yellow or
interact.
something.
Click your name. It says gray spectator cannot interact.
There.
Click your name on the top.
Now try it.
Now try it.
There we go. Okay.
I didn't even notice you didn't have a color. Okay. So right now you just have a success. Let me roll for them. Okay. All right. So you see the woman kind of look at, she rolls her dice and she looks. She's got it like covered up, like everyone's kind of covering their dice rolls. And she looks at her roll and she takes 10 credits and slides it into the middle of the table. Looks to the Rhodian looks at her, looks at you, then slides 10 credits into the table as well. And now they're both staring at you there, Hawks.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and throw 10 credits in onto the table.
Okay. Now, this is the last part of this, and this is where you get to re-roll one dice. So just highlight the one that you want to re-roll, which is going to be the blank side one, if I'm being honest. And
Okay.
go ahead and hit roll.
No, roll the success.
1 or 2.
What's that?
I say you broke up. How many dice am I rolling?
Just one dice. You choose just one dice that you want to re-roll.
There you go.
All right. So she looks at her hand, he looks at his, and they go for the reveal. And so they basically pull their hands away, and you see her reveal for what would be considered, anyway, for advantage. He reveals his 2 success, 1 advantage, by comparison to your 2 advantage, 1 success. So the way the hands work out is if you have 2 success, 2 advantage, you've got the best hand. The 4 advantage, however, with her hand, does actually win the pot. His 2 success would be would be 3rd in that aspect, and then yours would be 4th, as far as the rankings are concerned.
So basically, I lost that round.
You would have lost that round, and so she grabs the money and slides it to her, puts it into her nice growing pile of credits. She goes,
My
too bad."
reaction is not what I needed after losing that shipment.
You lost a shipment. Seems you are struck with bad luck.
Yeah, we were set to intercept a shipment and lost hold of it for us. We got attacked.
Attacked by who? One of the gangs or by the Empire? Pirates, perhaps?
I didn't know who they were. We had actually tried to hijack the shipment off of somebody else, and then we got attacked. Our group, and I was the only one that made it out of there. And now this whole time, I'm trying to gauge her reaction to see if she's recognizing what I'm talking about.
Okay, so go ahead and give me I guess this will still just be a regular old perception check. I'll give you the option. You can either do perception or you can do streetwise. Skullduggery. I'll let you do skullduggery, just to see if she is picking up on any of this and trying to hide that.
I will do perception.
Okay.
Well, there's those dice. What kind of difficulty?
Oh, no worries. I have to roll for her,
Okay.
and we'll see if it matches up. What did you have? 2 success, 1 advantage?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'll be rolling her skill here. Okay. She seems hard to read. She's very much so. She's kind of coy about a lot of this. She probably has heard this at the very least before, but you're not really able to key in on whether she actually recognizes what you're saying, or if she's like hiding that, or if she just has no clue at all. Like, you're really not getting anything one way or the other. But it's around about this time when the other three gentlemen start to walk in, and so gentlemen, same description that Hawks got for the cantina, and then you see him off to the right side. So you see the bar in front, and then to the right you see Hawks sitting there with his hood up and looks to be conversing with a female and like 6 other people.
We know what.
Without really saying any words, I'm just gonna walk up, just observe.
Do you know what race this woman is?
You do
She's got blue
recognize that she is a Pantaran.
Ooh. I forgot her name already, but that's good to know.
If only you had that medieval writing implement that you handed off to be able to write down her name.
I know. I had to hand it to someone.
But yeah, so she's like, oh, that's... Well, we've been hearing a lot about that around here, unfortunately. Well, it's good to see that you're at least lucky enough to be alive.
Yeah, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and remove myself from the game. Not gonna say anything more. Just kind of get up and go over to the bar, get something to drink.
Well, come back if you ever want to lose more money. And it looks like a couple of her compatriots that were sitting off to the side settle into the seats and begin starting up another game of Hantaro. So, all right, so you head to the bar. You see them. I assume you all join them at the bar, yeah?
Yes, sir.
You
It's
said
about
some
this time
boxes over
that
there.
you start to see some people kind of filter out a little bit, and they're kind of making way. Some folks come out of the back end of the cantina and are leaving, so...
It's getting later at night, right? Is like we're kind of like in the dusk time.
It is indeed, yes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fill them in. It's like, okay, I was looking for the females, found that one before you guys got here. Tried to see if I could read anything off of her as far as information from, if she was waiting for contact or something, but didn't seem like she necessarily recognized what I was talking about. So
That's weird, because I just got done talking to people about a Pandoran over here in this town. Saying that she's the one,
Oh.
some girl, I don't remember her name,
it'll
but
be
she's a
her, though.
Pandoran. It could be her. It could not be her. She does like hanging out over here, though. Is she the only other Pandoran female in this area that we can see?
Pantaran.
Pantaran.
And yes, she's the only one.
Okay, so yeah, it probably is her.
I just don't want no one to get confused with the Pandoran from World of Warcraft and a bunch of panda bears running around here.
I'd like to make an observation, right? So we have the front door here, correct?
You do?
Like right here. And then was there... I'm essentially looking for egresses.
So front door, back door.
Right.
There seems
Back door.
to be a back area over here for the cantina. There's like
Okay.
an archway that leads further back. Sounds like there's people back there, possibly
Okay.
being tables and such. And then that's basically it. There's only 3 areas
Okay.
at the moment.
And then, so he was playing cards, like in here area?
He was
I mean,
playing
dice-
cards over here.
Okay, roger that. I'd actually, like, I want to tell fucking, the boys, like, hey, I'm gonna take a quick lap, but I'd like to come out of the front, and I'd like to just see what's over back in here area,
Okay.
like to get eyes on the back side of the building, see what the egress looks like, and
Gotcha.
you know what I mean? Like get a layout of this kind of building from what I can see from the outside. But I'm just kind of walking around. I know it's late, right? And so,
Absolutely.
I'm
So,
walking with purpose. It's like I'm not just like bullshitting around back here.
yeah, you're not just kind of like meandering. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So, as
Just
you
in
get
case,
up,
I'm gonna follow him.
okay, sounds good. So we'll say that you're following out. So as you exit, there's a few individuals that are still sitting at the tables in the kind of like median entryway between the entrance of the cantina and the proper side of the actual cantina. So there's that little hallway basically. It's in the shape of an L. So as you
Okay.
head out that way, there seems to still be about 3-4 individuals here. As you walk out, some people are kind of hanging out. They seem to be smoking death sticks right now. And then you take the corner to the left, and there's still a few people that are like kind of chatting on the side. They seem to be looking at a droid right now, and they're just kind of chatting about this droid. It's a little astromech, and then you keep going, and in front of you, and this is what I mean by in front of you is like this way,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
That way kind of slopes down, and seems to kind of open up to the larger part of Tatooine at this point. You do see like a few speeders pass by in this kind of like altitude, right? They're kind of coming that way.
So this is like a little bit open in here.
Correct.
Okay.
And then you start to see so you've got rocks here, and then you've got rocks here. Then you've got the start of the rocks here, and if you were to keep going, you could actually see that there is a ship currently docked here, which
Okay.
I might as well pull this out so you kind of get an idea of what you're seeing. Let me shrink this sucker down because it does not need to be that large. And so
This
you see
simulator's
this.
pretty cool, man.
I know, right? I love it. So you actually get to see this ship sitting here, and it seems to be loading up with cargo right now.
Okay.
Or sorry, let me rephrase that. It's starting to unload cargo, and there seems to be a few like speeders that can carry cargo, like the skiffs almost, but not quite the skiffs.
Okay.
And they seem to be loading that up right now. But
Okay.
then as you come back around, you do have this door here that enters into the cantina as well. And it's got like a nice little neon sign that says Bestine Cantina.
Okay. And then the only people that are out here were just a couple of dudes like in here, I'm guessing, looking at that droid. Like,
Correct.
and then this is out of line of sight because it dips down.
Correct. Yeah, it dips down
Okay.
a bit, so it slopes down for probably about a good
Okay.
10-15 feet.
Right on. Okay. Right, that, man.
And Malice, you see him kind of head out for a second and then come back through as you kind of meet up with him at the back entrance here. And then you guys can come in this way if you want to. So.
Perfect.
All right. Koshu and Hawks, what are you guys discussing while they're running around?
So I don't know if you want to go talk to her and see if she's the person that we're looking for.
What info do we have on the girl? Like we didn't have a name, right?
Well, we did, but
We did have a name. Okay.
No, you didn't.
I didn't have it.
oh
It
wait, no,
was a
she didn't.
description. Yeah, it was a
Oh, yeah, it
description,
was a
correct?
description,
It was
it
like
was.
goggles, like blah blah blah. And then, was there any other pertinent information on that mark? Like what
Well, you
she
had
was?
two descriptions. You had the one for the bounty and then the one for her. Because she
Oh,
described
okay.
herself at least, to make sure that Xorn knew who she was, like who he was looking for, so he'd know her when he saw her. The other one was the bounty that you were looking for, and that's the goggles, the cowl, the fitted armor, and the vibro knife and all that.
Well, tell you what, since I basically tried to check her out on the down low, I'll go ahead and take a look around the bar, see if I can find anybody that matches the other description. And Coach,
So go ahead and give me a perception
See-
check if you want to search around.
all right,
And this will be... Actually, I won't even give you a difficulty.
Easy roller.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Looking around, you're not really seeing anybody that matches that description. Even like when you get up and kind of go and look, there's really nobody that's matching that description right now. There are a few individuals that are humans, which would match at least the species of the person that was seen in the hollow, but that's about it. Nothing else that identifies almost immediately like that's the person.
Can I
Okay.
can I make a perception roll on it as well? Because I'm gonna be looking around as well.
You absolutely
Also.
can, yeah. Go for it. Let's see what you get.
And how difficult is it?
No difficulty. We just got to see if you get enough success to do it.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay.
Just the one red die.
Yeah.
Just the one red.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
So what you see is as you're heading in, you see an individual that is getting up and leaving, and they're in this kind of heavier sort of robes, which is typical for Tatooine. But you do see like this guy with the hat, with the kind of cowl that you're seen before, but not the goggles and not any of the other descriptors. Either the hat's really common or this is also the person, but you do see that they're a little bit thicker of an individual, heavier robes as they walk out with that same kind of hat.
They walking out towards me or on the opposite exit?
Opposite exit. They look to be heading to the Bestine proper rather than out the back.
Did I happen to see if like they were leaving for any particular reason? Like they looked at any of us and got up and left, or they were just
They just got up, not in a hurry, they were just calmly walking out like they were just done for the night kind of situation.
Well, if they were the ones that caught my eye, I kind of want to tail them a little bit.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna go on comms and say, "Hey, heads up! I'm gonna tail this guy. I got a sneaking suspicion about this individual. It's the bigger individual in the robes about to leave."
So you
Okay.
move past him. You get like the little nod from Hawks and all that, and start heading out. And following him, he's passing by the Imperials, which are again right here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple of stormtroopers that are just kind of standing out there on guard at the moment. And so you see him just kind of start to head this way. And he just keeps going this way and then heads inside here. That's about as far as you track him. So like you can get to like right there and you see him. That's when you see him enter in that building.
Any signs on this building or?
Yes, actually. So this particular building is apparently not the cantina, the inn. So it looks like there's a few spaces here. So what you see is like this is an inn, but also you pass by this area, and there's an inn on top. It's kind of like it's more of a tower structure. And so on the bottom is the mechanic shop, but to the side there's a little door, and there's also an inn here. But yeah, so but there's an inn right here, and he goes in that way.
Would that inn to the left of that overlook and kind of get like maybe a good observation of that building?
Say that one more time. Sorry.
Like if I were to if we were to like stay at this inn, would it have like a good line of sight to this inn?
Not really. Depends on what room you're able to grab. Like if you're able to grab this one that's like sitting on this straight of the tower here, you might be able to. But if you at best, then the windows aren't exactly like big and bright kind of situation. Because they typically try to minimize down what windows they do have. So a lot of these structures, a lot of these buildings don't have really any windows.
Yeah.
Anyway. Just because when you're getting
right.
2 suns worth of heat, it's hell. But yeah, so you don't really have a good vantage point.
All right. Hop on comms. He walked in like a small building that looks to be like some sort of inn on the other side of this little town. I'm gonna go in and see if there's any rooms available.
Okay.
I head on in.
All right, heading in. You see this Ishitib that's sitting at the counter. Seems to be on a data pad, listening to the Tatooine news kind of situation, and looks over, turns it off. Looking for a room?
Start looking around. Is there anybody in like the little lobby area or anything?
So no lobby area. This is literally
Okay.
like the moment you walk in, bam, counter, and then there's stairs that lead up
Okay.
and lead down. It's you've got stairs going both ways that way.
Yeah, walking over, it's like, ah, yes, me and my friends just stopping on through, probably looking for a place to rest for the night. Seeing if you have any rooms available.
Oh, well, of course we do. Of course we do. It depends on how many rooms you need, but we do have several available currently.
You know, what's the pricing looking like?
Well, it's going to be 10 credits a night, but, could be worse. You could be going across the street where it's like 25, so, yeah.
That's fair. Hey, just between you and me and everything like that. Me and my friends are kind of looking for like a little peaceful night and don't want any like weird, sketchy stuff to have. You wouldn't happen to know if there's any worries at all, or if any others patrons staying the night that you'd be worried about at all, would you?
My friend, you're on Tatooine. I'd be worried about every single person that you meet.
Well, outside of the normal sort.
I mean, not that I know of, but of course I don't really pay much attention. They pay for the room.
Right.
As long as they don't destroy it, I'm happy.
All right, let me go. Let me go get my friends, and yeah, you might actually get some business from us. I'll be back.
Well, sounds
Some
fantastic.
business.
I start heading back to the cantina.
You gonna give them the business? All right, sounds good.
The business.
It's
All right, so you head back to the cantina. What are you guys doing in the meantime? Mark, you're in there with them, I'm assuming?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm just keeping my distance. Let Koshu do his thing, whatever that is.
All right, Koshi, what are you up to, man?
Well, I kind of want to play some sabak, but I know the girl's at the dice table, so I kind of want to go over there and see if there's a seat open.
Doesn't look to be at the moment. There seems to be 4 players, and that's... Although the table seats 6, the way that everyone's kind of situated, they're really not letting any room in for anybody else. But there are quite a few people that are just kind of standing and watching as the game kind of goes on. It looks like the individuals at the sabak table are starting to kind of finish up. They're on probably their last hand, from what you can tell.
Okay.
But yeah, heading over, you can kind of peek in on it. It looks to be that the Rhodian is starting to run out of money. He looks like he probably has one more hand left before he's done.
All right. I'll wait for him to be done, and then I'll sit down when he's finished. If
Okay.
no one else sits before me.
As the next hand goes by, you do see that she has kind of cleaned most of the guys out at this point. And so the Rhodian kind of gets up and walks out in a bit of a huff, a little annoyed. And she just looks very satisfied right now, very, very smug, as she just kind of looks at her pile of credits. And then she
Ooh.
starts kind of scraping it into a bag and tying it off. Right, well,
Roger that.
I think that's it for all of us, yes? And
Oh.
the guys kind of nod, and a few start to walk off. She gets up from the table and sees you. Oh, a chiss. That's not normal. Well, hello, friend.
Why, hello there. I'm
Sorry, if you were wanting to play a hand of Hantaro, I unfortunately can't. We're done here.
it's all right. I was looking for sabak, to be honest, but I also wanted to talk to you, actually.
Oh, to me. And she kind of gets a little flustered because, she seems to be slightly attracted, to you a little bit for a quick second.
Oh.
And, well, go. Yes, well, what did you want to discuss?
So I went over to the market, and then they said that someone by the looks of you, probably, I'd say, um, is one that likes to deliver packages. Delivers.
God, that sounds so sexy. I got you a big package. I'm
You,
so sorry. Go ahead. My bad. I'm so sorry.
you
I'd
happen
be
to be
lying if I
a
didn't think the same
delivery.
thing.
Get some packages.
I hear you deliver some packages. Like, oh my.
Oh shit! All
Um,
right.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yo.
Hey yo.
She's a little like flustered and like, I'm sorry, what? And
Oh shit.
goes, oh, yes, well, that is what I do in my line of work, yes.
And that's good to know. I'm
why, are
looking
you needing something
to
delivered?
I'm looking to find a job actually, helping deliver.
I'm sorry, I'm all full up as you can tell, and you see
Yes.
the 4 guys that are standing around you right now.
Oh,
Oh.
I see. They
Oh.
this is your crew. Okay. Understandable. If you do need anyone in the future, let us know. My friend here though, Hawks, I point at him. He might have a few questions as well for you though. I don't know if it's about work related things or anything, but
Unfortunately, he's a
see
bit
what-
unlucky, and I prefer not to converse with unlucky individuals.
hey,
Find it rubs off.
that's true. Okay. I can talk for him then. What did
Make
you
it
want to
quick,
tell
I
him?
do want to get out of here. I have things to do.
Don't we all?
Hawks?
You could see if she knows anything about a Transdotion that was supposed to be delivering goods.
Oh yes. Do you know anything about this Transdotion that's supposed to be delivering here to what's that place? Mos Shuuta.
Shoot up.
Mos Shuuta.
No, I can't say that I do.
Oh,
Most of the
My
Trandoshan that I know are primarily bodyguards, so one in the delivery side I have not seen yet.
okay.
And is she familiar with the ghost at all?
The ghost, you say? Are you familiar with something called a ghost?
Or the Phantom?
Ghost?
I forget what it's
Or the phantom?
called.
The Phantom?
It's
No.
I don't know. It sounds like something.
She
I don't.
her eyes kind of narrow for a quick second when you do ask this particular question, like slightly confused but also curious, and then goes, "No, I'm sorry, I don't know this phantom ghost, whatever that may be. Sorry."
Neither do I. But
Did we pick up on the slight hesitation at all?
You do. You definitely do.
Okay.
Roger that.
But anywho, I don't want to keep you up anymore, as it looks like you have a bunch of stuff to count, and I hope you can count me in one day, and the next time you do a delivery.
Of course, we'll let you know.
Alrighty.
And then
I'm
she
gonna go to
walks
the stock
off.
table.
And then
I'm gonna,
did she
I'm gonna
exit?
follow her.
Did she exit through the back of the building or the into Bestine proper?
She goes out the main entrance.
Roger that.
I want to follow her stealthily.
You want to follow her, Malleus? This is about when you start heading back, and she walks out and the 4 guys, and it's kind of abrupt as the door opens. As you're about to head in, there's these 4 guys and this woman start to head out. One of them kind of puts their arm out and moves you off to the side. Pardon me, buddy. And then they keep walking.
Roger
I
that.
step out and I kind of just like watch them leave.
Okay. So they
And
head
just,
down
like-
the stairs a little bit, and they start heading towards this
The
area
nice
right
inn.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
They head towards the nice inn, and you guys can see that without really having to make a stealth check or anything. They do head into the main door into that inn.
I kind of just
Interesting.
shrug it off. And do I see my guys come out or no?
They do, like, almost about a few seconds later, really and truly, as the party walks out, you do see your guys start to come out as well.
And I look at them. What was that all about?
Okay, so first off, I got to clear a couple things up. Now, why are we looking for this lady again? If I remember right, or if I understand it right, she was who the Transdoshan was supposed to be delivering the stolen goods to, based on the information on the pad, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure I had that right. So I'm thinking if this is her, or at least we go ahead and take the chance it is, we nab her and just turn her into Timu.
We can, and so she would have information on the other mark as well, because that's who delivered the packages at the beginning.
No, the other mark was just.
Oh, that
from the
was just
Hunters Guild.
okay. Roger that.
Hey,
Now,
what
none
about
of us.
what
Oh, go
about
ahead.
that guy I followed? What about him made me like? What brought me to want to tail this guy?
There was
Is
just
there
something
anything-
about the way that he moved, the way that he dressed, the way that he the way that he looked overall, particularly the hat, that just said, "Huh." And he was thinner in the face, and it didn't match the size of his body. Because like as people gain weight, it kind of shows in their face as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there was it wasn't showing on this guy's face. He looked to be like a nice medium build, probably a little more athletic, but for whatever reason looked really bulky as just a person. Not like fat, but just bulky.
Yeah.
Which the whole thing just didn't match, but for whatever reason that caught your eye as like, wait a minute. That seems off to me. And he moved with a bit of a purpose that you wouldn't expect a heftier dude like that to move like.
Okay.
And that's what I want to like portray to the group is like I don't know what you guys were doing with the group we just passed us, but I got a weird feeling about the guy I was tailing over to that inn all the way at the end there. He was robed. He looks like he was just hiding something. I just got a terrible feeling, and then the face and everything, it just didn't match how big that guy was, and he was kind of moving kind of quick for how big he was. I don't know, man. Something's
Didn't
going
sit right.
on.
Okay.
Like he had too much
Yeah,
crap.
something ain't right.
You could say
couldn't
that
really
you had
get
a
a good
bad
look at
feeling about this.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Perfect. Do you want to stay? Do you guys want to stay at that fucking slump? So we got the hotel down here and we got the motel up here. I mean
Yeah,
the
pretty
motel
much.
up here and the hotel down. All right.
Yeah, well, that one down
also
there is
probably-
only 10 credits per. They have rooms available. I don't know about this one over here.
The other problem is that now we're looking at 2 targets.
True.
I'll volunteer to go stay over at the far end one. I just need to borrow a few credits, if you know what I mean.
Let me Okay. So he's gonna go down there. Koshu, do you want to stay on? So I'm guessing it's like current objective and then optional objective. Right,
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's
essentially.
what I feel like.
Okay,
If you want to look at it in game terms, yeah, that's basically what it is.
roger that. Let me fucking see what prices are in this other hotel, and see if they have some rooms available here. Let me just take care of semantics. I'd like to go in and approach the counter, and then before I do, I watched them walk out, right? Like out of the cantina. I was kind of over here to the right.
Correct.
Can I run a perception check? And based on like clothing garments and overall attitude, would it appear that they were like pretty well off, like for credit wise?
Seems like she was, but the rest of them seem very much so like well equipped.
Okay, can I do a streetwise check? So obviously it's her and the bodyguards. I'd like to do a streetwise for normal operating procedure, like if her bodyguards were gonna stay in like a separate room, like next door, like essentially what I'm trying to figure out is she gonna be alone in the room, or like you understand what I'm saying?
I do. You're not really gonna be sure one way or the other.
But
Just because that's such
okay.
a varied sort of situation.
Well, would it be reasonable to assume that they're staying in a suite, so I can narrow down room sections?
Possibly. You may actually have to do a little bit of investigative work to find that bit out.
Okay, roger that.
And do we have it? Do we have any idea how many entrances and exits there are to the building?
At the moment, you do not.
I'm going to approach the hotel lobby person
Okay.
and like, hey, how's it going?
You see this Qualish standing behind. Yeah, fine. You looking to stay? Looking for a room?
We are. Yeah, my friends and I are passing through. We're kind of celebrating, so we came to see if you had any nice suites or anything open in this fine establishment you have here.
Unfortunately, we don't have any suites. But, yeah, how many friends do you have exactly?
Well, there's 5 of us. You don't have any suites, or there's no suites open?
There's no suites.
Roger that. Thanks, man. But then how much is your finest room?
The finest room? Oh, that's gonna be 100 credits.
100 credits, my man. How can you expect me to do that?
I don't.
Roger that. I guess I'll fuck myself. I'll tell you what. How about the second finest? But
He's like,
could I just run a charm check so I can get an overall vibe about how this interaction's going?
you could give me, let's see here.
Or maybe a negotiation?
As far as to kind of see how things are going, you can either do perception or you can do cool.
Okay. I'll run a cool check. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a cool check here.
Like in hard, because he seems snubby?
This is going to be without difficulty, because you're kind of going against just his overall presence in this aspect.
Okay, standard cool check incoming.
Incoming.
Yo, did it not populate, or did it?
There it is. 5 advantage.
I don't see it. Anyway, okay.
Oh, you didn't see it?
Yeah, it
Don't see
didn't
it either.
populate. Yeah.
He's right there.
Oh, I see it. Cool. 4
Anyway.
dice, 5 advantage. But anyways. So 5 advantage. To me, that's enough for a critical. Because 5 advantage is a lot. And I'll say that you have a boost die to your next roll with him.
Okay.
You can tell that he doesn't care one way or the other.
Okay.
It's just like
A little indifferent.
do you want a room or not kind of moment.
Like I hate my job. Let's get this going.
Not necessarily hate my job, but more like it's been a long day. Like
okay.
What do you want here? Like, I'm not here to negotiate. Either you want the room or you don't.
Yeah. How many rooms how many people do they sleep per room?
Well, it depends on what room you're wanting, but you said our second finest, right? So that's going to
Sure.
be 80 credits, and that is going to be able to sleep about 6 individuals.
Right on. Dibs on the rolling cot. I'd like to, also, do you happen to have a restroom?
In the lobby, no.
In the lobby, no. Right on. All right, let me
Some
ask
sand
my
out there,
friends.
though.
Appreciate it. I'll be right back. Excuse me.
Okay.
And then, so I'd like to go out, relay the information. Hey, it's going to be 80 credits for a room here. If you guys, and I like to be make sure nobody's overhearing me and not drawing suspicion or whatever.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Be like, okay, it's 80 credits here. I believe that I don't remember who checked out the fucking ghetto inn down there.
Ray did.
Ray did,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I believe it's 20 down there. So if you did In my opinion, if we wanted to save credits, we can create a diversion with a thermal detonator, blow up a building outside, see if we can draw the hotel attendant out and get up there, or we can rent a room adjacent. We'd need a distraction anyway to figure out what room these people are in. Did I, as I recall through my memory, oh great Grandmaster, was there a computer with guest information behind the desk?
Most likely, probably. Not something that
Or
you
some kind of
you
logbook or
saw.
something. Okay.
Yeah, there probably
Hey,
is.
guys.
I mean,
There's probably something that tells you who's who in the zoo.
yeah.
Hey guys,
pretty
I'm just
much.
making a quick little pot of coffee. I could stay a little bit longer, but I just gotta finish my coffee and then I'll be right back.
Sounds
Got it,
good.
buddy.
Well,
So,
he's,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Bert.
I'm just saying, while you're negotiating all that, I just kind of want to run a perimeter around the building and see if I can determine any other entrances or exits.
So, what you see here, looking at the map, heading down the stairs, coming around this way, you do see one door here that heads in, and this whole, like, these buildings are connected together.
Oh.
So you do see a door there. Heading around the stairs, you see a side door here, and then the main entrance is right here.
Okay.
So that's what you kind of have as your perimeter sweep as far as like doors are concerned. Now, as far as the height of the building, this tower goes probably good 4 or 5 stories high. Whereas this building here is kind of like a 1-2 story tall building. And that's pretty much about it. There's like a few windows here and there, nothing too crazy. There are lights around as you do walk. There are several lights, especially around where the doors are at, but also around just the building in general. Between this building and the Imperial building here, these are the most lit up of all the buildings within Bestine currently.
It's nighttime now, right?
It is.
Can we see which rooms may have lights on or not?
So
On
the
the
windows
outside?
that you have are not really that big, and a lot of them are kind of hard to see with the way that the curvature of the tower is. But you do see like a few lights are coming through, just barely. But you're not sure if those are just your typical lights or what. But it looks like every floor actually has lights on, for at least for the ones that have windows peering out.
All right.
Okay. Hux, so are we kind of meeting out front here? Like
Yeah, we
in
can
the
do that.
floor?
Swap-
Okay.
swap info.
Oh, great Dungeon Master. Would it be fair to assume that this is kind of this lady's base of operations? Like she's not passing through even though she is in a hotel?
It's a fair assumption, yeah.
Okay. So we need to establish pattern of life, in my opinion, right? So I'm guessing they're long-term tenants at this hotel. So, I'm gonna start a small trash can fire around the back to trip the alarm to see if I can get everybody to funnel out front. And then when everybody is egressing, you guys can try to slip past the front hotel lobby to see which floor they're on and approximately which room. Or no. If anybody has any better ideas, let me know.
On the inside, can we tell if there's separate staircases that go down to each of the separate exits? Like there's only one way to get upstairs?
You're not sure just from the outside. You can't really tell that.
I would think if anything, if you're going to start something to start a bit of a panic, go ahead and start the panic. Let's post it, each exit, and then see if anybody exits that we're looking for. If not, whoever did exit is a reduction in people in the building, and if they didn't, then we can come in from each of the separate doorways. We've got comms, and see about heading up to the higher floors from at that point.
Right on. Would I be fair to assume that, like, this hotel, since it is of a nicer establishment, that there are, like, you know how you can go down to a desk and request, like, hey, do you guys have any toothpaste? They typically go back to a stock area and, and then return with the item that you asked for?
Possibly.
Okay. So this is 80 credits. I would need 80 credits to be like to get us a room, right? And like to get everybody in, and then
So
once we're in,
as
I
you're
can see if I can
discussing
draw them
this,
away. Yeah.
You see you see a couple of stormtroopers walk up and be
Oh.
like, "What are you doing here? This is curfew. Get to your rooms now, citizens."
Okay. Right on.
All right, well, we go inside.
Okay, you guys go head inside here. Okay.
I'm back. I'm back here hiding in the shadow.
In the shadows.
All right, give me a stealth check, because it does seem to be that troopers are starting to patrol, looking for any individuals that are still out, which aren't very many now at this point. You've got maybe 2 other people in this marketplace, and they seem to be closing down their tents. And one of them kind of looks over at you as you come through, like, "Hey, you got to get out of here. It's curfew."
Okay.
And so they say that
we
to
go
you,
in-
Didn't get any of that.
All right, I'm back here. What'd I miss?
We're just coming up with a plan, kind of formulating. We decided to stay at the Bougie Inn.
I go in and I pay for the. I'm like, oh, I heard my friend said it's $80 to stay here, or credits. Here you go.
Oh, perfect.
Are we-
All right. Yeah. Let me get you the key. There you go. Yeah. So you just take the elevator up top here. You guys are on
Elevator.
the
Is
third
there
floor.
is there any stairs in case?
I have this weird thing about exits and elevators.
Stairs? What do you need stairs for?
Oh,
I'm
okay,
afraid
never
of
mind.
elevators and heights. I'm too afraid they're gonna break.
Well, you can stay down the road then, because I've only got the elevator.
All right, that's good to know. Thank you.
All good. I'll learn to deal with it. Thanks, buddy.
So you hand over the 80
Alright.
credits, so go ahead and subtract that out. As the stormtroopers are coming around, the 2 in particular that told you guys to kind of like shove off are basically watching you guys grab the hotel room, and you see the Qualish that's kind of behind the counter just kind of nods at them, and they nod back, and they turn around, and then they walk away. And then
Right
you do
on.
see a few in the back hawks, a few stormtroopers come through and be like, "It's curfew. You know you're supposed to move on." And the ladies are like, "Yeah, we're just finishing up, just closing up. We'll be out of here in just 1 second." And so they eventually finish, and then they walk off. Give me a stealth check.
Okay. Stealth it is.
This
Any
is gonna
difficulty?
Be, yep. There's gonna be 1 red, 2 purple, and you're gonna have 1 black die for the fact that it is pretty well lit throughout this area. Okay. Wow.
Wait, I couldn't see what it was.
So in doing so, you got 1 success, 2 threat, and 1 triumph.
Ooh,
Oh shit!
damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's pretty
Dang.
freaking good. So with that 2 threat, man, that's crazy to think about actually, because you do have a triumph, you do have a success, so you do successfully hide in whatever manner you're trying to do this, in terms of like butting up against that, like maybe this little corner piece or whatever, and they just so happen not to see
He
you.
pretends to be a lamp or something.
You find enough of a shadow to just kind of like disappear in, and essentially they don't see or hear you, like you completely disappear in this aspect. But in doing so, you did drop something.
Oh.
You did drop something, and the stormtroopers kind of look around as they heard just something clatter to the ground, and they look and they're like, "Is that a communicator?" And they walk over and they're like, "It is a communicator. Well, we'll confiscate this and see if anybody comes by to pick it up." And then they look around. "Well, there's nobody out here. Let's move on." And so then they head up the stairs and start heading back to their building. And then you hear as they're walking away, them radio over, "Streets are all clear. Nobody's out past curfew." And then you hear, "Roger that. Come on back." And then that's it.
Right on.
So, what are you guys doing?
Well, we all know
Well-
the one exit is the only one, being the elevator. So that's good. Go to the other room, I guess.
Perfect. Well, I think for sake of time, right, we convene in the rooms and then we establish a plan for our next session.
All right, Hawks. How are you going about this now? Because you are currently separated.
Balls deep in the fucking sauce.
And I don't even know you guys have swapped plans there.
Yes.
So, yeah, because I'm basically just waiting for them to cause the distraction,
Yeah, the commotion.
the commotion. Yeah.
And you guys get onto the communicator, and you're like, are you trying to communicate with them at all?
Hey, we're going back to the room.
And you still don't get any answer.
Okay.
Am I
Oh,
able
we
to
don't-
peek out from the room or anything? Or is there a balcony I
So,
can take a look
The
at?
way this is you basically ride the elevator up, and you see as you exit from the elevator itself, the lift. Basically, you have this hallway that runs the perimeter of the building, and the rooms seem to be on the inside of it, and there seems to be doors, kind of on the center that circle around as you follow the hallway all the way around, and eventually you come back to the elevator as you circle around. But you do find your room, and it leads into the center of this tower.
By now, 30 minutes, probably or an hour have passed, and in game that would have definitely, if I hadn't heard from Hux yet, I would definitely it would start throwing up alarms, right?
Absolutely.
And so I would definitely attempt to go down to the lobby and do you guys have any extra this, right? But as I walk down, I'd like to, outside in the streets are looking pretty empty, right? Or is there
Except for the-
patrolling guards?
There are patrolling stormtroopers. The two that still maintain, you see a quick little guard change over here, and the two that were there now swap out with two others, and so you do have those two stormtroopers there. You do have a small team of 4 that seem to be patrolling the main street,
Okay.
and then they sometimes come down this way.
So the guards here are fresh, correct?
They are.
So
Check the.
and there was no back exit, or was a fire exit back in here, or
There is
off
a
to
back exit. Actually, kind of where he's at, there's a back exit right here. But the thing is that remains locked unless you have a key to be able to get through.
Okay. I would like to schmooze the guy and be like, oh, I left my keys down by the market. Can I pop out of that back door real quick to see if they're outside the door?
Okay, go ahead
And
and
then-
give me a deception check. This is
Roger
going to
that.
be a bit of a daunting roll because of
course.
the fact, which means 4 purple, but 2 of those are going to be red. So 2
Ugh.
purple, 2
Okay,
red.
so 2 purple, 2 red. And then
Because
are
he
you guys cool with I flip a
knows.
die?
You can if you want to. That's up to you.
You guys care if that gets used?
Get it?
Yeah, go for
All
it.
right.
Okay,
Flipped.
and then that would change one of the reds to a blue?
No, it
or
would
is it
change
just
your
added?
green to a yellow.
Yes. Okay. All right, let's run it.
Ooh, 1 threat.
Ooh.
I am not seeing these rolls. Anyway, so 1 threat.
Yeah, 1 threat.
Refresh the thing. It showed up for me.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Wow.
but you were just down here, and you just headed up to the elevator, immediately after grabbing your keys.
I
talking
must have misplaced them.
You trying to go out past curfew or something?
No, yeah, we're new here, so we're not familiar with how you guys operate. That's my bad. We're just dumb tourists.
Well, since you're new, I'll fill you in. The Empire does not like anyone out past this time. So
Roger
whatever
that,
you
man.
forgot outside, it's gonna
Gotta
have
wait
to
till
stay
tomorrow.
there.
Okay. As I look
Okay.
around, do I happen to see any keys for that door, like hanging on a wall, and that says like?
No, it's not keys in the sense of like there like somebody has to unlock that door. It's more like your room key is what lets you in. Kind of like a normal hotel.
Oh,
Anything outside of that main entrance is pretty much locked unless you're staying.
oh, I thought it was like locked.
No.
Okay. Well, shit, I'll just badge out, and if anybody questions, just be like, "Oh, this isn't where I parked my car. Wrong door."
And you do see the hallway that leads off to the side that probably heads back to this side door here.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, man. I'll worry about it tomorrow. And then I'm gonna go try to open that door and badge it open.
No worries. So you don't have to actually badge it open to get out. You have to
The
badge
glass
it
door.
to get
Can I
in.
Just to
see
get
him?
in.
Like,
So the moment it opens,
Yeah.
you do hear Mark, and basically
Okay.
he lets you in.
Hooty hoo, hooty hoo.
okay. Yeah. And bring.
Right on.
And you guys
So
are in.
perfect. Up in the room.
What happened?
I will actually kind of look. I want to see if he was lying to us and see if there's any other doors or anything that would lead out of the building, like a staircase that goes down.
So you already walked the perimeter of the hallway. The
Okay.
only thing there is the actual lift itself. There is no stairs leading in or out. There's
Okay.
one way up and one way down.
Damn. Talk about a fire hazard, huh?
Do we see a
Exactly
sub
right.
panel, like an electrician, like a sub circuit breaker panel?
You don't.
I do not. Okay, Roger that.
There's probably a
So,
room. where
have I
that's
been
at,
filled in?
but- What's that?
Have I been filled in at this point?
I'll say yeah. They fill you in. Like everything that you heard, they'll fill you in. Unless you guys omit
I'm gonna
that for
fill-
whatever reason.
Well, I'm gonna ask. Was like, hey, we tried to get a hold of you. What happened?
Yeah, I'm gonna fill them in and be like, hey, I was hiding, dropped my comm link. Y'all are gonna want to change frequencies because the Imperial Guards picked it up. They'll be able to monitor anything you're saying.
You know, we could probably use this for our advantage.
I like it.
I don't know if any of you want to do this or not, but I can. If anybody that wants to go and try and sneak their way out or anything like that, I could definitely start sending false messages over the comm.
Oh, it'd be like a fucking huge fight in the like on the shipping platform, and like all the guards would like run over and fucking.
Yeah, that or saying that we're on our way there, and
Oh.
start sending false messages so we can have them go investigate, and then give you a little better chance to sneak around if you want.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well,
Alex, do you have any?
That's the
What's
guards
up?
outside, though.
yeah.
Our biggest concern is we're on the inside of this thing. And we got to figure out where this lady's at, and
Okay. Are we still feeling the fire
the
idea?
guards outside aren't really making much of an impact at this point. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to get them farther away. Don't get me wrong.
Also, since it would be fair to assume that these people operate in this normally, we could wait out and get up early and just, like, go down to the lobby for breakfast if they have a continental breakfast. You know what I mean? Like wait in the morning and then see like kind of which floor they come from, like out of their rooms. You know what I mean? If you wanted to go like
Getting
low
my
impact.
bagel.
Yeah. You gonna get that bantha butter on there?
Oh.
Oh,
The cream
shoot.
cheese.
Well, with your guys' plans kind of sort of made, you got a few
Yes.
ideas. I think that's where we'll leave it for today, with you guys kind of ending the night in your guys' room here, being able to rest up, having discussed a bit, so you guys can discuss a bit more, and then we'll hit up that next session after I get back from Japan. So we'll
Ooh,
shoot for sometime in February.
Yes, sir.
this is gonna be a
I do
clusterfuck.
want to
next
tell you,
section.
I do not want bantha butter on my bagel. I want cream of chiss.
Cream of
Roger.
chiz.
Oh no.
I'm sure he can
Oh,
make up a batch
no.
real quick.
I'll be right back, please. Calm down.
I'll go right back.
Gotta make some chiz. Some chiz
Edging
cream.
the empire.
Well, all right,
Right
y'all.
on.
That was
That's
that was
not
good.
right.